In the mid-2010s, the name BahmLounge was quite common to hear in the YouTube online landscape. This was a comedy channel centered around skit and prank content that saw its rise to fame around this time. The name BahmLounge refers to the first 4 initials of its founding members, these being Burtgasm, AviatorGaming, MLGHwnt, and BigMacNation, abbreviated Burt, Aviator, Haunt, and Mac.
What's BAM stand for?
Burt, Aviator, Haunt, and Mac.
All of which were YouTubers with ties to Minecraft content who found each other through it, and eventually went on to move in with each other in a house that they shared, which was the catalyst in creating this shared channel.
A collaborative project involving several creators such as Burtgasm, AviatorGaming, and Jobless Garrett, living in one big house making comedy videos. The type of content on this channel usually ranged from pranks, vlogs, and sketches, with the personalities involved becoming so popular that they were even in talks behind the scenes about starting a full-fledged BahmLounge reality show on traditional television.
Who cares about the money now? It's about the notoriety.
Yeah.
And that's how, with BahmLounge, when I started taking it over, I did a lot more pranks. And that's how I was able to pitch the pilot. And that's how I was able to make ad deals. And then we started $100 Chef. Every one of those were sponsored.
The channel's leader was a man named Tyson Letter, whose Minecraft channel was BigMacNation. Despite being the smallest name attached to the BahmLounge brand, Tyson had a long history with the internet stretching back to 2010, where he ran a channel called The Dollar Short, where he would upload vlogs and the occasional skit. This wasn't surprising considering Tyson has said quite frequently that he's always wanted to pursue a passion in film.
If I know I'm going to disappoint a lot of people here have asked for shout outs and things in the past, but there is a YouTube channel here, The Dollar Short. And there's a gentleman there who I have been watching since about 3 months now, and I think his videos are pretty funny, and I think he's pretty cool. I think he's got the it factor, if that makes any sense. I think, we can all turn on a webcam and we can all make quality YouTube videos, but sometimes someone's got an extra quality to them, a bit of star power. I don't really know how to describe it, but I think he's got that. And the more I watch his videos, the more sure that I am.
Yeah, I've been doing like hardcore, 2008. We started doing our original series.
Is that when you made your very first channel?
2007 was 3 Stoners.
2006.
Because I was 17, so I figured it was right around that time.
Tyson's brother Zach then created his own channel 3 months later. It shared a similar style of content and was called Aviator Vlogs. This account would only acquire 4,000 subscribers in its lifetime, but through it, Zach would meet a man named Josh Burt, who ran a channel called Burt521.
About a year and a half ago, we met this guy, Burtgasm. His former channel was Burt521. And if you are a fan of my brother, you know who that is. Because we've made over 200 videos with him, very popular videos. And people always, ask us, why haven't you guys met yet? Why don't you guys meet him and film it and put it on YouTube? So we were like, why don't we make a movie? A documentary showing how YouTube can bring people together, and we finally meet Burt.
I met them when I was 21 years old. They came down to Alabama where I lived, and we were going to have some fun and go to Disney World. Sadly, there was a hurricane, and we never actually got to go, and also my dog died. So that was awful, but it was my very first steps at having friends in the career that I wanted, and it allowed me to kind of find a footing to get out of the door of my parents' house. They were very awesome, and they wanted me to, chase after the career path that I wanted. And the career path I wanted was looking dead-eye in this camera. It was being able to entertain you guys and make people laugh occasionally.
For another year, these three would continue producing content and building friendships with one another. Of them, however, Tyson's channel was the biggest. Still, at its peak, it sat with just under 10,000 subscribers. But in January of 2011, Tyson's brother Zach made a decision that would ultimately change both of their lives. He created a channel known as AviatorGaming and began uploading Black Ops gameplay videos.
What's up, everyone? This is Mr. Aviator here, and this is my gaming channel. And right now we're watching a team deathmatch game from Nuketown. I went 57-6, by far my best game ever.
Zach also got engaged to a woman named Haley at this point. These videos too would see some minor success, but would snowball drastically when Zach decided to expand into producing Minecraft content in March of that same year. From here, his success would only grow exponentially, starting in the following months. Only a few days later, in March of that same year, Tyson would create a gaming channel of his own called BigMacNation 1, where he would also post Minecraft. But unfortunately, this channel saw little use and didn't see the same growth as his brother's channel. Almost exactly a year later, their friend Burt followed suit and made his own Minecraft-exclusive gaming channel known as Burtgasm.
What is up, everybody? Burt here with a new channel called Burtgasm, and the reason for this channel's name is Burtgasm. It's a mixture between the word Burt and that thing you do in the shower at night. Don't worry, I don't need to know your whole story. You don't have to explain yourself to me, whatever. It's your deal. I understand it was a stressful day, but we're going to get into some Minecraft, and I am glad to be able to finally have a new channel.
In the meantime, Tyson continued producing vlog content on the Dollar Short, but due to a copyright dilemma and having 2 strikes in his account, Tyson would end up having to move channels. He created another account called BigMacNation News on April 21st, 2012, leaving the Dollar Short to serve as his vlog channel exclusively. On BigMacNation News, he would continue to produce similar content as he had before, and even started to further branch into gaming and Minecraft specifically upon seeing Zach's success in this venture. He even featured his brother in his first piece of Minecraft content on that channel in June of that year. This would help Tyson's channel as his brother began to grow more popular, and by this point, both were partnered with MLGHwnt. As both Zach and Burt began growing rapidly, they began to seriously consider the idea that their gaming videos made initially for fun could have a future as a career. By January of 2013, Zach's new main channel sat just below 100,000 subscribers, and Burt's was at nearly 30,000. This success was enough to prompt Zach and his wife Haley to move to LA, where he worked with MLGHwnt directly at their office. His brother Tyson followed him there to do the same, living on his couch for 2 months.
So after I quit this channel, after I stopped posting the videos to this channel, I think the last video I posted was in Wisconsin, but then I moved to LA for about 2 months with my brother, stayed there, lived on his couch for about 2 months. We had a lot of fun. We went to MLGHwnt's office, we worked there, we did a bunch of cool things.
So, I am not able to afford my own place in Los Angeles, but luckily my friend Zach was able to, and he allowed me to be one of his roommates with his brother Tyson. Tyson slept on a lazy boy, and that's where he slept, and that was what his room was the lazy boy. And my room was a closet. It was a walk-in closet, mind you. It was a walk-in closet, and I had an air mattress on the floor which I slept on. It was in Zach's office. So he had his own bedroom, he had his own office, and in that office was a bathroom which I used as well as Tyson used, and also as well as Zach used when he was, done filming said videos. It was awesome. It was absolutely incredibly awesome. I lived right next to Universal Studios, and we would always go there. I was working for a company that I had always admired, MLGHwnt. I was a video editor over there for them, and it was just the life that I had always hoped for.
In the midst of this, Burt began networking and ran across another Minecraft YouTuber named MLGHwnt, run by a man named Steven Suptic. At this point, Steven was known for being a Minecraft Let's Player and animator. In particular, he'd created a series called Minecraft Wild Adventures the prior year that became one of his most known properties. According to Burt, the two met and became acquainted with one another in February or March of 2013.
Around February and March, we would meet Mr. MLGHwnt. Now, I was looking for other YouTubers to work with, and he was known for his animations, but I enjoyed his multiplayer style, and at the time I did a lot of multiplayer with other YouTubers. So I started working with him, and then I would shortly introduce him into the group of AviatorGaming and Mr. Big Mac, and we would all four decide to start this channel a little ways down the line, which is BahmLounge, where we would all do skits and have a wonderful, wonderful time.
At that point in time, Steve's channel sat with just under 50,000 subscribers. This, however, would prove to be a turning point for everyone. After Steve befriended Burt, Zach, and Tyson, the brothers started to think of a plan. With living arrangements in LA less than ideal and their connections to other growing creators, Zach and Tyson began discussing the idea of doing a Gamers Do Skits channel.
Me and my brother were talking like, you know what, we should start this this Gamers Do Skit channel, where we do skits with each other. We were talking with MLGHwnt, someone that we've been talking to for the last few months, 2 years ago. We were talking to them for a while. And Burtgasm, a guy that we've known for years. We were like, hey, would you guys be interested in starting a skit channel where we all live in the same house and we do skits? And we were like, yeah, fuck yeah, that'd be awesome. But LA is a little bit too expensive. It's really expensive for a house. So we were like, you know what? We're gonna go back to Green Bay, Wisconsin. We'll rent a big ass house for way cheaper of the price. And we can all live together and start the skit channel. So we pitched it to a few networks. It took us a long time to pitch this. It took us like a couple of months where we were like, hey, we're going to need some starting money. We're going to need some funding. Finally, Fullscreen funded the channel like last minute before we were going to start it. They funded it. They were like, yeah, here's a few dollars. I'm not going to say the exact amount. Here's a few dollars. You can get some camera equipment, stuff like that. Get some props, whatever you need to start the channel. So we did that. We got a few props. We got a few makeup things. So, and I think we got a few likes. Yeah, we got a few likes.
After having conceived the idea, Tyson would post his last video on MacNation News on the 2nd of March. Then the next day, create another solo gaming channel of his own called BigMacNation, where he started producing his own Minecraft content in the same vein as the rest of the members, and later made the official BahmLounge channel as well. In June, the three moved away from LA and back to their home state of Wisconsin, where they bought a big house for everyone to live in, and the others followed.
Next up, I had to move from LA back to Alabama. Sadly, I hated that I had to move back to Alabama, but it was only for a very short period of time because we were going to be starting a roommate house.
By August, Steve, Burt, Tyson, Zach, and Haley were all moved in and ready to start producing content for the channel.
And then we launched BAM in August, so we basically had 2 months to figure out what we wanted to do on the channel, what we were going to call the channel,
and queue.
And then we queued videos. Basically, like, we were doing animations at the time, so we had to write those. Then we wrote skits. And then we planned out pranks and stuff like that.
The first video was uploaded on the 5th of that month and was an animation acting to introduce the concept of the new channel.
It's the start of a new life, boys.
What's that guy doing in our front yard?
On August 12, 2013, BAM uploaded the first of its many skit-based videos that would become the channel's signature content. The video was titled The Cabin Strangler, and followed Steve, Burt, Zach, and Tyson as they stay at a cabin and cross paths with a murderer played by Gortame, a fellow YouTuber and friend of Steve's. Right off the bat, this channel saw massive success. Upon the first day of its first video, the channel gained 13,000 subscribers, and the following month, this number had tripled.
And the videos instantly were doing really well. I think we got 30,000 subs in the first month. Or maybe in the first few days.
Growth continued not only for the BahmLounge channel, but for each of its members. By November that year, the channel reached 50k, Burt's channel surpassed 100k, Steve's channel was nearing 200k, and Zach's channel reached well over 400k. Exact records for Tyson's personal channel are unfortunately lost, but earlier records confirm that he was at least at 24k before then. These early few months were what many fans would consider the golden age of BAM, and what the members themselves even call classic BAM.
Don't you hold out on me, Burt! Don't you hold out on me!
Tyson, I think, Burt...
Where's my chocolate, Burt? Where is it?
God, fuck! Tyson, he's dead! Burt's dead!
Are you sure, though? Yep, he's dead.
The channel was performing well, the guys' gaming channels were on the up and up, and everything was moving along smoothly. Still, it's commonly known that profits were scarce, showing potential for growth, but scarce nonetheless. This was because many of the members were still inexperienced with managing channels economically. Tyson once stated the channel would often only have one ad enabled on videos over 10 minutes, which had the option for 2 and increased revenue as a result.
So like a lot of YouTubers stretch out their videos to be past 10 minutes?
Yeah, these were 2 minutes.
Even when we had a video 10 minutes, we never put multiple ads in it because we were so newbie at YouTube.
No.
Despite these issues, the channel showed no sign of slowing down. However, around January of 2014, Burt invited his girlfriend Shelby to live in the BAM house with him and the others so the two could stay together and not have to date long distance. Shelby soon moved from her and Burt's home state of Alabama into the Wisconsin BAM house. At the same time, Steve's girlfriend Natalie, better known as Zombie Unicorn, would also join the bunch. But unlike the other women associated with BAM at the time, she had her own YouTube channel and would appear in videos often. Despite Zach later admitting that him and her didn't always get along, things remained stable between her and the rest. Burt's girlfriend, however, was another story. After 6 months of living in the house with him and the others, Shelby wasn't happy. She'd apparently been wanting to move back home to Alabama and for Burt to follow her. This had several repercussions. Mainly that the BAM crew was unable to afford to continue living in their house without Burt's share of the rent. Later on, members of the BahmLounge channel said that despite their growing attention, Shelby had little faith in Burt's ability to succeed financially on YouTube for long.
My ex-girlfriend was just like, you didn't make it in 1 year time on YouTube? We're moving back to Alabama
but
and you work on my dad's farm.
BAM was massive, though.
Huh?
BAM was so massive.
It was!
Combine this with the fact that there had apparently just been a death in the family, Shelby wanted to be near her remaining relatives and keep her close relationship with Burt. Wanting to keep this relationship alive, Burt made the decision of moving back with her and parting ways with the BahmLounge brand.
Okay, what is up, everybody? Now today, Shelby and myself are going to be talking about why we are leaving the BAM house. Now, it's on good terms. I promise you, we are all good friends, and this is just something that Shelby and myself decided to do. So, if you don't already know by now, the guys are going to be going to Seattle. They are going to have an amazing, exciting life ahead of them. Me and Shelby are still going to have an amazing, exciting life ahead of us. We are just not going to be a part of that which is left of BahmLounge. I decided to jump out, as did Shelby, because we wanted to be closer to family.
Many, including other members at the time, insisted the reason was because Burt wanted to be with his family.
But then, just a few months ago, Burt told us that he was going to be leaving because he wanted to go back to his family. And that's what he did. He went back to his family in Alabama because he missed them. He's a family guy. He's a really good guy. Loves his family a lot, and he wanted to see them, want to be there with him.
But eventually, Burt let on that this wasn't exactly true. He stated that while Shelby had moved back for that reason, his own family completely understood his need to be apart from them given his career choice, and he hadn't moved back to be with them. Instead, he moved back solely because Shelby wanted him to, something that he regretted as time went on.
She kind of hit me with an ultimatum. She hit me with, either you come home to Alabama with me, or we break up. And I was met at the same time with a, hey, Burt, we're going to move to Seattle, Washington with the other group of YouTubers. Would you like to come? And of course I wanted to go to Washington because I'm a YouTuber. That's my job. But on the other hand, I've been hit in the face with this, if you don't move to Alabama with me, we're breaking up. And I didn't know what to do. My job was in one hand, but my relationship with who I assumed I was going to marry was in the other. And me kind of having my balls as far down her purse as it was, bent and went back to Alabama. And I look back quite a bit and regret that and doing that.
When we left Wisconsin, went
Yep.
to Seattle, Burt moved back to Alabama.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty sweet victory for me.
It
Because
wasn't
I
a
was
sweet
like,
victory for me.
Get wrecked, dude.
Let me tell you why it wasn't a sweet victory for me. Let me tell you why it wasn't a sweet victory for me. Because
And then we'll tell you how it rolled out.
My ex-girlfriend at the time told me, if you do not move back to Alabama with me, I'm breaking up with you. And I'm like, duh, this is the girl I'm going to marry. I have to move back or she's going to dump me.
He got that first girlfriend syndrome.
Well, even still, he would continue to collab with all the members in online Minecraft content, except for Steve, who by that point had moved away from Minecraft and began producing vlog-style skit videos on his main channel, content which shared some similarities to the BahmLounge videos, all under the umbrella of the Steve and Suptic experience. As the group grew in popularity, so too did many others in their community. One such person was a man named Adam Dalbert, better known as Sky Does Minecraft, someone who by this point was the most popular Minecraft creator and 18th most subscribed to channel on YouTube, someone Zach had been collaborating on and off with for years. After finding out about Burt's plans to move out, the other members of BAM pondered several options since they'd no longer be able to afford their Wisconsin house. Eventually, they settled on renting in an apartment complex. However, these plans were soon interrupted when the group flew to a gaming convention in New York that got canceled last minute, but met up with some of Adam's friends who'd attended as well. Sometime during their exchanges, an offer was made. Apparently at the time, Adam was attempting to assemble a corporation consisting of YouTubers collaborating in real-life video content and based in Seattle. The BAM crew was offered the opportunity to join this group and be financially assisted to move to a new home in Seattle with the others.
At that moment, I was a little bit scared. I was like, what are we going to do about BahmLounge? How are we going to do this? So, we got in contact with a bunch of other YouTubers, and a bunch of YouTubers were going to Seattle, Washington. We were like, well, you know what? We're going to go to Seattle, Washington. So we picked up our stuff, moved that from Green Bay, Wisconsin, and moved to Bellevue, Washington.
This offer was sudden but proved to be a fruitful opportunity, especially since by that point the group was already going to move anyway.
See, the thing is, this is how it all rolled out. We knew Burt was leaving, and we thought we were going to move from the BAM house in Wisconsin to an apartment complex in Wisconsin. And it was going to be me, Steve, Tyson, and SGC Barbarian, our friend Nick at the time. He was in the human games and stuff like that. And we were all going to live in an apartment together. Then we go to New York for a convention that got canceled, and we were all there. And then Adam, Sky Does Minecraft, had some lackeys there that were putting together a corporation. And then all of a sudden these lackeys offered us a job to move out to Seattle and make awesome content with one of the most famous YouTubers of all time, Sky Does Minecraft. I'm like, oh, no brainer. We go home, tell Burt, hey, we're moving out to Seattle. Actually,
I was there at the convention.
You were there, but I remember.
Doesn't even remember me.
I remember being at home though and telling you like, we're going out to Seattle, dude. You should just come. And you're like,
no,
I don't know.
that is not how I remember it. This is how
I like his
remember
because
it.
his story is just
And
like,
this is true.
I remember punching you in the face like, oh, you
No,
suck.
here's how I remember it. So Burt said he's moving to Alabama.
Adam
no,
would
no,
allow Burt to
let me
come.
let me talk.
Yeah.
So no, here's what happened. Adam gave us money to cancel our leases
Yeah.
and get all of our
remember
stuff
that.
out there. And I remember going up to Burt, and this is how my version of it is. And I'm like, oh yeah, Scott Minecraft is flying us all to Seattle to live there, and he's paying for us all to move out there.
With Burt gone, Tyson, Zach, Haley, and Steve got completely moved into their new Seattle house by August of 2014. And thanks to their newfound connections to Sky's Minecraft and employment under him, they announced that BahmLounge would be seeing an expansion in its cast.
I promised like a little update with what's going on. I'll give that to you right now out here. Basically, Burt left BahmLounge and he's living in Alabama with his girlfriend. We moved out here and we're going to be working with Adam from Sky Does Minecraft on BAM, Basherverse, and Garrett from Jobless Gamers. They're all going to be a part of BAM, and they're going to have like guest starring roles and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff to be excited about.
Garrett from Jobless Gamers, a channel that would eventually be renamed to Jobless Garrett, and Basherverse would join them in upcoming video projects and be living in the house as well. All overseen by Adam in an attempt to grow the channel and corporation attached to new heights. Over the next few months, things continued to progress fairly smoothly. Every channel involved with the project saw major growth at the time. Steve surpassed 250,000, Burt reached 150,000, Zach had well over 500,000, and the BahmLounge channel had reached 200,000 by October. On top of that, every video was almost universally well received even with the cast changes. The group was able to adjust and keep things moving forward with little to no difficulties. In fact, during this span of time, the channel would post its most successful videos ever. But things would hit a major snag after this point. In early 2015, Steve and Suptic, one of the channel's 3 remaining founders, decided to leave the others to pursue new opportunities.
This was the biggest change to the start of 2015. It involved me moving away from everything I was comfortable with out to LA for a job. I don't regret it for the world. You can see they're all very upset that I was leaving, and look at how different I looked. I had those really disgusting bifocals.
Specifically, he started a group gaming channel called Super Panic Frenzy after receiving direct support to do so from SourceFed. This was an online media company created by popular YouTube personality Philip DeFranco, who Steve had become associated with directly at this time.
That's the worst idea I've heard for a gaming channel ever.
So, what you're saying is that I have your complete support for this channel.
I don't know how you could misconstrue such a simple thing.
Thank you! I've just been filming!
This career shift prompted him to move to LA, away from the Seattle BAM house, and may have led to the breakup between him and Natalie. The two never directly stated why this occurred in videos or on social media, but with their absences from each other's content at this time, the breakup eventually became obvious. The only known statement about this is on a video Natalie posted about her hypersexuality in early 2016. She states that she would most likely never date another online creator again, simply because the two would always be busy with content, and would most likely have to date long distance, and that her being hypersexual made an arrangement like this especially difficult.
B, I don't want to date another YouTuber or streamer anymore. And I mean, I'm not saying never, I'm just saying like, it's impossible. Especially A, if they're constantly making content and you're constantly making content and you're traveling and they're traveling and they're constantly having to do their thing, you know, it's like, it's just too much. And it's hard because the fans and shit, and like literally, I don't think I could do that anymore. It's basically like doing long distance. I wouldn't want to do long distance anymore, ever.
The exact timing is unknown, but Steve's departure from Seattle or even Wisconsin may have contributed to this. Still, upon moving to LA, Steve would later start dating a woman named Alyssa Terry, and began actively uploading on the new account in early March.
Hi guys, it's me, Steve, aka Haunt. Welcome back to a Q&A. It's been a while since I've done one of these because I've been a little busy recently with, you know, the new job and everything. It's been sort of strange.
Following this, the BahmLounge channel would undergo a small yet noticeable shift. It's worth knowing that while all the members of BAM took turns with writing and directing, more often than not, the directing was Tyson's duty and the writing fell on Steve. So upon his departure, the core writing behind the videos did see a bit of change.
It's gonna be called, I think, Game Night.
Game Night, yeah.
Well, are we filming in the day?
Well, it's gonna be by the table.
Whatever.
It's gonna be by the table. They don't have to know it's day. It's just if we shoot it at night, it looks really bad.
Everyone's gonna know that it's not in the night if the light's coming through.
Yeah.
No, just game day sounds like.
Yeah, Game Day, I guess, sounds pretty good.
Game day.
What do you think about that?
Writing.
I like Game Day because the thumbnail can be us with black paint.
Ah, that's a good. Yeah, Zach.
And a Monopoly.
Go you.
See, that's how we do it.
This is the process.
How much is written down on that?
Game day. It's been an hour.
You are the typer.
Yeah, no one else ever wants to do it.
We all say that we can't because we're too slow, but in reality...
I feel like you legitimately can't.
Without breaking unbiased narrator mode too much, I was a fan of this channel who'd seen these videos come out in real time, and this change was noticeable even then. I'm not saying the content produced after Steve left was fundamentally different, but it seemed that the premises of each video were a bit more trend-based and oftentimes more expletive than before, especially challenge videos and content made to seemingly grab views through sexualization in the branding.
It's the end of the line, asshole.
How'd you do that to your mom?
How'd you do this to your mom?
That was improv. Yeah, that skit, I remember that was the first skit that Steve decided to direct by himself, and I was a little salty at the time. I was like, I'm gonna do it.
I do remember that.
But it turned out amazing, and then he wrote it by himself too.
The Ghost Blowjob?
No, that was
Swine
Flu.
To me, at least, it appeared as if Steve had been the idea guy, and without him around, the others defaulted to making videos akin to most other YouTubers of the time. It may have also been a result of Skylar's Minecraft's company attempting to increase traffic to the channel, which had started to decline monthly going into 2015. Although if this was the case, it wouldn't have been the only complication resulting from the corporation's influence. It's been rumored that Garrett was the second in command to Adam in the company's hierarchy. He didn't have a prominent role in BAM videos, but supposedly worked with Adam the most behind the scenes. And around the time of the move to Seattle, Adam had asked him to perform background checks on the members. And when looking into Basherverse, one of the newer members, Garrett discovered some questionable events in his past.
This all began when the Drama Alert team received a message from an anonymous source, accusing Basher of committing some heinous crimes in the early 2000s that came up during a background check done on Brandon when he joined the BahmLounge.
This rumor circulated, and combined with outside events, resulted in the infamous Basherverse breakdown video and his eventual kicking from BahmLounge. Although this is an entirely different story, and the full details don't pertain much to the subject of BAM as a whole. In the meantime of this, things remained mostly secure. Several more YouTubers were added to BAM's cast, including Ashley, who ran Ashley Marie Gaming, as well as Clara with the Clara Baby Legs channel, who was dating Bashverse at the time and had created her account because of him. And in the slew of good luck, BAM's dip in numbers had shifted, since in April of 2015 the channel would reach its apex of popularity with over 4.5 million monthly views. The enlarged group even moved to a new house at this point, now in Los Angeles, California, which allowed Steve to return to BAM for appearances and videos.
What is up, everyone? Mr. Aviator here, and today I'm going to be showing you my brand new house in Los Angeles, California. If you guys didn't know, me, Basherverse, Claire Baby Legs, Ashley Marie Gaming, Jobless Gamers, BigMacNation, and my fiance all moved into a house together in Los Angeles.
And this time, with the second move, the BAM members offered Burt the chance to come to LA with them, and he accepted. Although this unfortunately cost him his relationship with Shelby. Burt opened up about the situation later on, stating that it was probably for the best since the two were already facing a lot of relationship problems. Though both moved on since and were now dating other people.
I hurt my career moving back to Alabama. I missed out on multiple opportunities, not only on friendships, because in the YouTube community, it's nice to have friends. It's nice to be able to work with creators. And I gave up a lot of those to move back home for people who don't like me. But it then occurred that I was going to be able to have an opportunity again. My friends had not forgotten about me, and I recorded with them this whole time, but I didn't get to do any of that in real life content. And I love that kind of content. That's why I loved being a part of the BahmLounge. Now, when it comes to remembering a line, I am the worst. But I love it. It is almost more than a hobby, it's a passion. I love being able to do the in real life content, because when I started off on YouTube, that's what I did. I did in real life content. I actually did the news. I did the news, and I really enjoyed that. And, well, I'd been given this opportunity again, and this time it was to move to California. I had lived in California before me and Shelby actually started dating, and I really enjoyed California, so the idea of being able to move back to California was awesome, and we were going to be in the BAM house. So I was really excited and scared at the same time. Terrified, mind you, because I knew that Shelby would say no. But I had to ask. I had to be like, Shelby, I have this really awesome opportunity, and I want to move out to California where I can work with other content creators and make something of this YouTube channel. I don't want this to just be a job for a few years and then I fizzle out and then I go work, a blue collar or a white collar job. I love this t-shirt collar job, and I love making people happy. And she gave me the same ultimatum.
In the end, Shelby and Burt parted ways, and Burt returned to the group. But despite having all the original members back, the channel's content going forward grew trendier and more expletive. This isn't exactly a bad thing, but many audience members took issues with this shift since the prior BahmLounge videos didn't possess a lot of these qualities. This same month, the channel created a new series called Roommate Freakout, which was Bam's take on the angry character genre common on YouTube before the demonetization system was put in place.
What?
You okay?
Burt, I'm just looking at it what it once was.
What was once?
Burt, we're screwed, alright? Look at how much food was there. I could eat that in one sitting every day. And now with this video monetization BS, we're gonna starve. And I'll tell you what, Burt, not only am I gonna starve, you're gonna starve. Because you're not gonna make any more YouTube money. And I'll tell you what, Burt, if I'm starving, 9 days out of 10, I'm gonna eat you first. Oh, you're Mike Tyson, you can't eat a person. I could eat you, Burt. I could eat you all day long.
Hey.
Here's the thing. I deserve YouTube income. I've earned that, alright? Yeah, I get angry sometimes, but that's not worse than child pornography.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
It's gross!
You do have some anger issues, though.
Burt, you have anger issues, and you should be angry too, Burt. What are you gonna do when they start flagging your Minecraft videos? Duct tape challenge, school shooting boy?
Let's bring that up again. That's
You're gonna be screwed!
Other examples include Boogie2988's Francis videos and McJuggerNugget's Psycho series. In Bam's case, Tyson would get angry and either yell or break things in heated one-way arguments with the roommates.
So here's the thing, I don't remember why I started doing freakouts. I think I don't know why.
I'd say probably Boogie.
Yeah, maybe Boogie. I was just like, I can yell.
Well, and there was those popular people like remember the guy that shoved the remote up his butt?
I think it was a little bit of. I've done videos like that. So on my old channels. So I think it might have been mixed with him, and then Boogie, and then there's
Angry
one
Grandpa
guy,
and all those.
Not Angry
guys.
Grandpa. It would have been
the guy that lives with Boogie.
The kid. No. He doesn't live with him. It's the kid. Like my dad destroyed all my Xbox games. That guy, I forgot his name right now.
Oh yeah.
Much like with McJuggerNuggets' Psycho series specifically, Bam never directly stated these were fake, even though it was obvious to most.
Zach, get out of my face! Get out! What are you filming for? What is funny? Yeah, get out of the house! BahmLounge. Oh, Gizzy, oh!
Our first ever freakout. And this one started an era on Bam that some people liked. Like a lot of people did.
I think a lot of people liked it, but not a lot of the maybe old fans that were just like, I want skits.
This resulted in quite a few people believing these were real, and even got Tyson some appearances on mainstream TV, including The Ridiculousness and The Steve Harvey Show.
Because at a point, freakouts were doing really well for me. I was getting like 300, 400,000 views a video.
Yeah.
We got on a couple TV shows, Humble Brag.
We actually got clips from those TV shows, and we're going to show them today.
I got Steve a new Jeep Cherokee.
What's that show on MTV called?
Ridiculousness. It's, Rob Dyrdek, they go over like YouTube. Yeah. It's kind of like Tosh.0.
And then one was on the Steve Harvey Show.
The Steve Harvey show. Like eventually YouTube started flagging like the word freakout, and then you couldn't really do it anymore.
And then they didn't even get views.
And it didn't get views.
Okay, so this is a clip from Ridiculousness.
This one only had like 200,000 views, I think.
Yeah, this one was like, okay.
When it gets super, a rag. No, towel. It gets like this, Garrett. It gets like this. It gets like this, Garrett. Oh, he's great at giving clues. When it's something and you put it in your, and it gets the Garrett, the time is up. Are you an idiot? It's soggy.
And that's it.
And
they paid $700 for that. There was no need for them to use that clip. They could use a better clip. But I was happy to get paid for it and then happy to see it.
Of course, few videos show just how obsessed people have become with Pokemon Go more than this one.
Garrett comes up to me. He has the audacity to come over here. And say, hey, Tyson,
I can't believe you can't tell that's fake right there.
I already got him. I've been trailing up and down the street looking for Pokemon. I can't find one.
Are you on a hoverboard?
Why don't I want to watch? Look at
how you played the game.
Charmander! Charmander!
Oh my Tyson!
Dude.
You broke your phone.
I have the cargo shorts on that makes me look really fat.
You shattered your phone.
No Charmander here!
He shattered the phone.
I need to calm down. I need to calm down.
Your mom's not gonna buy you a new phone.
You're gonna buy me a new phone.
Right, Coven.
Thanks
for hoverboarding.
Your pants fell down.
Did he say your mom's not gonna buy you a new phone? How old was he? I thought he was 40. I really did. I thought he was somebody's daddy.
And here's the thing. That was
you do look 40 in that.
That was a good one, though. They used a good clip.
That's a good clip.
In the heat of all this, the members of BahmLounge even filmed the pilot for their own reality show on mainstream TV. But this would prove to be the final high point. As stated, the majority of BAM's most popular videos had already been posted in late 2014, and their best month in terms of traffic was April of 2015. From here, things would take a steady decline, as is common with most channels after a certain point. But this degradation was only made worse by the fact that around this time, a perfect storm of issues involving the members and their circumstances ensued. As stated, Bashiverse faced a series of allegations that went public in 2015, and it was around this time that ties were severed between him and the other members, which eventually resulted in his girlfriend Clara leaving as well. It was also around this time that Steve's other channel, Super Panic Frenzy, that he'd moved to LA to manage under SourceFed, came to an end. Though Steve would continue working as a writer and host of SourceFed itself. Later that same year, Burt began facing scrutiny as well for his content. By that point, he and Zach had switched the focus on their personal channels to Minecraft roleplays. But in November of 2015, Burt roleplayed a school shooting with his Minecraft characters. A controversy which got attention that even resulted in videos being made on the matter by commentators Leafy is Here and Pyrocynical.
Just to sum it up, there's gun sounds, people are yelling, and it's overall pretty fucked up, okay? Now, overall, the majority of people's opinion on this is the fact that this shouldn't exist, he needs to take the video down, and if he doesn't want to take the video down, then his network needs to take the video down, and overall, this just should not be on YouTube, he shouldn't be allowed to do this, right?
People took issue with this because for obvious reasons, Burt's audience was presumably children. Burt did make changes though, and even his channel name, Burtgasm, was amended to BurtDude. It was also at this time that Steve discontinued his last Minecraft-based series when he ended Wild Adventures, just 2 episodes into the 3rd season. Potentially because of dipping numbers, it was also at this time that Zach attempted to create another co-op channel. This time centered around gaming, and including the other BAM members. This channel was called Mobile Games and was announced at the start of a BAM prank.
Hey guys, we forgot to mention this during the filming of the prank because there were so many variables going on, but before we get back to the action, I want to tell you about an awesome channel that me, Tyson, and my roommate Garrett started called Mobile Games. Basically it includes us 3 plus like 10 other directors that are going to upload 14 videos every single week, from Clash of Clans to Boom Beach to Balloons TD battles to all your favorite mobile games. They're going to live on that channel.
But this channel would only break 30K in its lifetime and house 28 videos total. Back on the BahmLounge channel, the members upped the clickbait and trendy topics even further. The subject matter changed as well, as Tyson in particular began to experiment with new formats for videos. In one case, he started a storytime series where the BAM members would act out Tyson's life experiences in skits while he narrated and interspliced with his commentary.
You are about to embark on my life, many chapters of it actually. You might be asking yourself, why do I care about you, Tubby? You don't. But maybe some of my awkward experiences can help you brush off yours. Let's talk about my first kiss.
It was summer 2008, and boy did I look spunky.
Some of these experimental videos performed well while others flopped, but almost nothing reached the numbers of the past. It was also around this time that the demonetization system was implemented, removing the potential monetary value in most content BAM subscribers had come to know them for, including freakout videos, edgy or vulgar humor, and prank videos as a whole. The channel lingered on for another year as videos became less and less frequent and view counts continued to dip.
And I don't know if a channel like BAM would even work nowadays with the algorithm, because it's like 1 minute to 3 minute long videos.
It would work, but it just
tough.
wouldn't make
It would make
much
nothing.
money.
It wouldn't make any money.
Well, what about Gus Johnson is the only one that can kind of.
You'd have to rely on, and this is what I did when you guys left BahmLounge. You guys left it within a year and a half. I had to take it over myself. That's my only income basically. So I learned how to sell. So almost like a ton of the videos became sponsored videos, which back then people hated. Nowadays you can really do that and no one cares.
Back then it was such a different time on YouTube. Like on these videos, we were like making never any money.
And then, in August of 2016, the remaining members decided it was time to move yet again. Ashley would leave the group, but Zach, Tyson, Burt, and Garrett would stay together and make the trek to Dallas, Texas, where most of them remain to this day. It's unknown what exactly became of the corporation that once held this group together, but since Adam had retired from YouTube to pursue music at this time, it's most likely to have dissolved. A few months later, in 2017, Zach and his wife would also get a divorce. Even Steve wasn't exempt from trouble, when in March, SourceFed as a whole was shut down.
Hey everybody, raise your hand if you still have a job.
Even though SourceFed was ending, it was nice to know everything was staying the same.
Steven, thank God. Steven, I've been trapped here all weekend. Please help me get down. No, no, no!
and likely as a result of Burt's controversy, the members began purging their more inappropriate content. Steve deleted the first 4 years of his channel's backlog, including 100% of his Minecraft past in April of 2017, as did Zach that same month, going through and removing 23 million views worth of inappropriate videos. And based on archives of deleted uploads, it's understandable why many were deleted. And the following month, Burt did so as well. 3 months later, Tyson followed suit and scrubbed his BigMacNation channel entirely, which by that point he'd abandoned completely after giving up Minecraft to focus on running BAM full-time when its members dwindled. But just as it seemed impossible, things would make a sudden and surprisingly positive shift. Just after the fall of SourceFed, Steven Suptic would continue posting on his main channel, the last active account he had a hand in managing by that point. With Minecraft far behind him, Steve had switched up his channel to personality-based content. But as time passed, he and a few other friends, including former Minecraft YouTuber Clayton James, or Kib, began creating a new style of live-action comedy videos branded under the series umbrella Alternative Lifestyle. After having created the first season in August of 2017, the channel was officially rebranded to Sugar Pine 7, a reference to the home where the character stayed in the series, and was bought by Rooster Teeth in January of the following year. Rooster Teeth, for those of you who don't know, is a production company specializing in online content such as the well-known series Red vs. Blue. The alternative lifestyle content proved to be Steve's most widely loved series, receiving non-stop praise during the entirety of its lifetime. These videos possess qualities akin to BAM's early skits that Steve had a hand in creating, but in a far more unique format that made the content entirely its own. Meanwhile, Tyson, Zach, and Burt would make a similar resurgence. In September of 2017, 1 month after Steve had officially rebranded, Zach and the group announced the creation of Proper Productions, which was a brand of a new set of channels called Proper Life, Proper Dummies, and Proper Idiots, all with different approaches to content. Proper Dummies and Idiots were gaming-based, with Dummies housing Minecraft and Roblox content, while Idiots housed everything else. In addition to Tyson, Burt, Zach, and Garrett, the channels also had J-Bull, Argai Rocky, Megan Plays, Moosecraft, and Unspeakable Gaming. Most of these newer members were as big or bigger than the former BAM members, with each having 350k, 1.5 million, 2.5 million, 4 million, and 9 million today. The third channel, Proper Life, served as essentially a new BahmLounge channel, with content on it being reminiscent of the later era of BAM.
Now let me explain. We started a brand new channel called Proper Life. If you know, I have a channel called Proper Dummies and Proper Idiots. We started a brand new channel today called Proper Life, where my friend Burt, in the first ever video on the channel, gets a tattoo on his butt.
Tyson himself once even made a community tab post on BahmLounge saying, "New video," and linking to an upload on Proper Life. These three channels got 517,000, 390,000, and 131,000 subscribers respectively. But unfortunately, even this couldn't quell the larger issue that had become more pressing as time passed. That being that Minecraft content was continuing to decline in popularity year by year, and as a result, every channel that continued to be attached to it faced an inevitable loss of viewership. Proper Dummies would lose steam as time passed, with some of its final uploads never reaching 10,000 views. Sometime into the lifespan of this and the other two channels, Moosecraft, Unspeakable Gaming, J-Bull, and even Garrett would end up leaving. Upon doing so, Moosecraft and Unspeakable Gaming would create their own group channel called The Squad, which is still never uploaded to this day. With circumstances being as they were, Tyson, Zach, Burt, and the others stopped uploading actively on nearly every channel, and Proper Dummies and Proper Idiots have sat abandoned for over a year, as has Zach's main channel, AviatorGaming. He stated that while playing Minecraft for as long as he had, he grew burned out on it and wanted to do other things.
What is up, everyone? Mr. Aviator here, and I've been using that intro for almost 9 years now. Yes, 9 years of being a full-time YouTuber, and almost 8 years of that time has been spent playing one game, and you guessed it, that game is Minecraft. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Minecraft. Because of Minecraft, I have all the friends I currently have. I was able to make tons of money, buy my house, buy my cars, live the lifestyle I live, and also travel the world, go to so many conventions, meet tons of you guys, and also, all because of Minecraft, I was able to meet my fiance, Megan, the love of my life. But that was really like the last year. Come 2016, I really fell out of love with the game of Minecraft and thought my career was over. I didn't want to deal with the game anymore, so I hired a team and they made Glenwood Prep. I really had nothing to do with that series besides voice acting in it and paying for everything. But that was kind of my last straw with Minecraft. I miss the times where me and my friends could get on and have some fun, and that would make a funny video that you guys would enjoy. But times have changed now, and Minecraft seems to be a lot of clickbait, and I'm just done with that kind of stuff. Now, I don't want to say I'm quitting Minecraft for good, but right now, I'm going to quit making Minecraft videos.
Zach eventually deleted this video and resumed again, before stopping again entirely with no video announcement. seemingly capping off Zach's days as a Minecraft YouTuber, though he did begin dating again and remarried that same year.
I'm glad that Zach and Megan, his now wife, found this house for him in Dallas. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have found love, Zach wouldn't have found love, and Tyson wouldn't have found love. They're my best friends, and I'm glad that they were able to find love here in Texas, and I'm glad I was able to find love here in Texas. I didn't think Texas would have been the place. But I'm glad that I moved. I'm glad I moved with them. I was actually thinking about staying in LA. And I'm really glad I didn't. Because I'm really happy. I'm living what I wanted. I wanted to have a family. And I also wanted to be a content creator.
Burt has stayed partially active, but states that he now has a different job and that YouTube is more of a hobby for him now.
And this job is going to allow me to work from home. And because of that, I get to be a YouTuber again.
He too also got married that year and moved out of the Dallas house to live with his wife in early 2020. Around the time of the other channels going inactive, Steve and the Sugar Pine 7 cast were apparently fired from Rooster Teeth, and the Alternative Lifestyle series ended simultaneously in June of 2019. The details surrounding this are apparently unknown since the members signed a non-disclosure agreement. To this day, Steve's only content is a weekly podcast with the Sugar Pine 7 cast called Beyond the Pine. And while there have been some exceptions, especially recently, the show has never returned in full. However, Steve too got engaged to his girlfriend Alyssa. Steve's ex-girlfriend Natalie would continue her channel, and even still post to this day, but would become involved in a series of controversies. Most notably, in April of 2018, she was the lead spokeswoman for Bully Hunters, a now infamous gaming service that promised the ability for women to be able to call in when getting harassed in online game settings, and have an employee seek out and kill the character of the user bullying them. Hence the name. Aside from the problems within the company itself, Natalie in particular made several mistakes during the live opening that many mocked her for.
So, if you're watching this, you probably already know what's going on.
And drama continued on Twitter when she released a series of statements many took issues with. The company would then dissolve and scrub its social media presence that same month. Natalie herself removed 1.5 million views worth of videos in June of the following year, including many from her time with Steve due to people taking old statements out of context to damage her credibility. Today, her channel has dwindling viewership, but she continues posting actively here as well as streaming on Twitch. Garrett and Ashley are still active today on their original main accounts too, with dwindling views as well.
The only big spike in views for him in the past few months was a video where he talks about his fiancée leaving him.
Basher vanished from the YouTube landscape for nearly 4 years following the drama, but later popped up and is now streaming on Twitch under the name Toasty. His girlfriend Clara, who he'd since been split with, attempted to take a similar route, but was banned from Twitch and eventually became a cam girl. As stated, Adam or Sky's Minecraft retired from YouTube in 2016 to pursue music, but eventually came back and is uploading inconsistently with low viewership. Even Machinima, the network of Zach and Tyson as well as most other creators at the time, officially shut down in February of 2019. As for the BahmLounge channel itself, Tyson, Zach, and Burt will pop back onto it every now and then on a podcast they've done several times in the past few years. In late 2018, they posted an installment of this reminiscing about the early years of Bam and discussing their show's failed pilot, which was dropped all those years ago. Tyson and Zach also revealed they'd sold out several venues for improv events in the last few years. The group even stated that they'd be resuming the channel with consistent podcasts, reaction videos, and potentially new skits, but to the current day this hasn't happened. They did, however, return in early 2020 to announce that Tyson was getting married, and that Burt's wife was expecting a child soon. And in the time since that video, Tyson is now a husband, and Burt is now a father. The story of BahmLounge spans over a decade and across countless lives of those who have crossed paths with it in that time. I, along with countless others, was watching in real time as most of these events unfolded, and seeing everything come to a complete close for nearly everyone involved is quite surreal for that reason. Even though the story is far from the most dramatic sequence of events on the internet, it's always something I'd wanted to see talked about in a singular video simply because, in my opinion at least, the channel's members were and still are very talented in the field of film and comedy. Steve and Tyson in particular have shown to be extremely versatile in writing, directing, improv, and so much more. So to see things decay in the way they have because of a series of unfortunate events with no one party to blame leads me to wonder how this kind of decline can be averted for other creators. But I think the very concept this story demonstrates best is that there is no way to avoid it because nothing can be predicted. Even those who have everything going for them can experience issues that cause things to fall apart, whether it be because of themselves, others, passage of time, or even just bad luck.
102 million people sat down and watched our videos. And that's why it's something I always go back, and I love those memories, but I know it's almost impossible to recreate. Like, it would be hard to like get us four back together and do like a channel again. If we did, it would be on fire. It would be lit. I think it would be huge. But it's just like, it's a time that's gone, but it's something that's nice to look back on.
Neared its end, she would start doing more and more collabs with new friends, particularly Zach's friend Steve, who at the time ran a channel called MLGHwnt and had joined up with Zach, Burt, and Tyson to form a live-action skit channel together called BahmLounge.
Everything's connected.
Bronies.